I got rid of my phone for 48 hours just to see what happens. The main reason I did that because I was using my phone too much and I really wanted to be productive. Okay, so a lot of people say you spend so much time on your phone, which is true. I was like, what would happen if there was no option for me to use my phone? Okay, because I didn't just put my phone away just not to use it because that would take willpower to not use it. Okay, you can grab your phone anytime. So I didn't want to have that. I locked it in a place with a timer for 48 hours, and then that means there's no way for me to access it, my phone. Okay, I had no other choice, and I just wanted to see what would happen. And if you're wondering what did I do if I get a call or something like that, I was using Apple Watch. So just if I get a call, I get it from Apple Watch. And it was actually really interesting because I was really excited. Like I was just so excited. I was like, "Oh, how productive would I be?" And I indeed became productive. Okay, more than I expected actually, because what happens is we don't notice how much dopamine we get from just using our phone. Okay, you're scrolling, you see a new video, you scroll again, you see another video, and it does really affect us. Okay, it's hard to be productive when you got something that can occupy your time instantly with ease, with barely any effort. Yeah. So what I did for the first few hours, obviously, I started cleaning my room. This is this is something interesting because I was like, I'm gonna go out for a run or things like that. No, the first thing that I started, I was like, my room is a bit, you know, let me just occupy my time because I was still sitting next to my phone, even though it was locked, I couldn't access it, but I was still sitting in the room. So I started cleaning my room. And when I cleaned my room, it didn't have actually much of resistance. I was like, I'm bored. I either do this or I get bored. So I rather just do this. And your brain actually makes it very easy for you to be productive when there's no such so much dopamine from activities that sort of like distract you that is not productive at all. So when you're bored, you do your chores with less effort. It just feels like you have to do it. You like when you go to the bathroom, you read the spray bottle when you forget to bring your phone because you just don't want to sit do nothing. Okay? So that's one. Second, when I was going out, this is also very interesting, but we don't notice it until you actually see it. Okay, so when you try this, you can try this with just a few hours without your phone, you would notice the difference too. Okay, you don't have to go 48 hours. So when I was going out, I didn't have my phone. So naturally, I would just check my pocket, just trying to grab my phone. Oh, it's not there. Okay. But then another thing I noticed, I was just so present, bro. I was literally going for a walk, right? And I was looking around like usual. But this time I was looking around because I didn't have my phone to look at. So the whole time I was just looking outside, which is quite weird. It was so weird for me because I was like, okay, let me check, oh, this thing that happened, let me check that, but I didn't have that option. It just felt so strange at the beginning, okay? But the walk was enjoyable. I was looking at the nature and then I started, jogging a bit. And then after that, what I did, I went back home and then I still couldn't use my phone. So I was just sitting there, what should I do? Like I was literally thinking about, oh, should I just, I don't know, do some exercise again or what should I do? Because I literally had no activity. So I was going out and then from my Apple Watch, I would be calling my friend like, "Hey, bro, you want to hang out?" Because I was so bored, right? So when you get bored to that point, you notice that you're not actually lazy. You just have too much dopamine problem. Okay, so because you get so much dopamine from other places, and then when that activity that gives you so much dopamine is no longer there, you notice you're not actually that lazy as you may have thought. Okay, so the activities, the chores you want to do, it actually becomes so much easier. I kid you not. Like if you want to, if you really want to do an activity, but you can't do it, like your phone or any sort of device like computer games or whatever that sort of takes your time, lock it. There's no resistance for you to basically stop the urge from using your phone or whatever because you locked it in a place that you can access. And then those few moments that you're without your phone or without any sort of activity that sort of takes your mind of whatever or watching movies or whatever, when that is no longer there, you would be surprised how productive you would be. Bro, on the second day, I was literally so used to it. I was going out. Bro, I went out for a walk multiple times. Okay, that's strange because usually I sort of like encourage myself to go out for a walk. This time, because I was just so bored, in one day I went out for work multiple times. That for me was strange because I literally had nothing else to do. Okay, it was my day off. I literally had nothing to do. And then what happened was I went for a walk, and by walk I don't mean 10 minutes. Okay, each of them was like about 1 hour or 40 minutes. Okay, so I went there multiple times, and then I came and I realized another thing. I had so much time. That was strange too. Okay, I had so much free time. I didn't notice it until then. I was like, bro, I can do a lot of things right now. I can get rid of a lot of activities that or the tasks that I haven't been doing it for a while, and I still would have so much time. So I recommend you guys just start with a few hours and notice how productive all of a sudden you become and how much time you actually do have.